sing this song. Salam shalom, salam shalom,
salam shalom, salam shalom, salam shalom, salam shalom, salam shalom, salam shalom, salam shalom. It's your turn. Salam shalom. We believe in 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 salam shalom. We will work for 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 salam shalom. Jerusalem, salam shalom. Ramallah, salam shalom. In Tel Aviv, salam shalom. In Punjab, salam shalom. In Bogota, salam shalom. In Baghdad, salam shalom. Fallujah, salam shalom. In New York City, salam shalom. We believe in peace, salam shalom. We believe in peace, salam shalom. We believe in peace, salam shalom. We believe in peace.
A three-time Nobel Peace Prize nominee who brings her work for justice to connected worldwide in many war-torn countries and communities. Please welcome Kathy Kelly. I believe I'm looking out at a rather vast assembly of counter-terrorism experts, all of you, all of us, because the way to counter terror is to build justice. When I was in the Pekin prison for 3 months following crossing the line at the Army School of the Americas, WINSEC, at this time last year, I had a very formative experience when women in the prison told me that the federal prison industry factory where they worked manufactured cages, small cages, to pick up the children of deportees at America's borders to the south. Imagine women separated from their children whom they loved for 6, 7, 8 years, manufacturing in a prison factory cages to imprison other people's children. Imagine the terror of a child in such a cage, begging for mama, for daddy. Well, the women in the prison didn't want to make those cages. They didn't want to inflict that terror. And in that sense, they were joined with us. We can be counter-terror experts in the war on terror. If there's any way that you can withdraw yourself from paying for war, become a war tax refuser. If there's a way that you can shut down the ROTC office in your school, hold a pray-in, hold a vigil. If your church can give sanctuary and support to any young person who doesn't want to go and fight in a war, envisioning a world where all people would agree that we never raise our children to kill other people's children.
Oh, 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 todos. Oh, 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 oh. Hey, 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 hey. Close down the SOA. Close down the SOA.
brothers are here with us today. Carlos and Neris. Let's hear from Carlos Mauricio first.
Thank you. Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here. I'm a torture survivor. Therefore, I am a survivor from the USA foreign policy. We were captured by the Salvadorian army and we were tortured for people trained right here in the School of Assassins. Oh, yeah. We took the generals, the people that we believe were responsible for our torture. We took them to a tribunal and they were found guilty. We took a Salvadorian captain in Fresno, California a month and a half ago. We brought him to a tribunal because we believed that he was responsible for the killing of Bishop Romero. There, the judge in Fresno, California a month ago, the judge in his decision said that Captain Álvaro Saravia from El Salvador and Mayor Roberto Dabuizon from El Salvador are responsible for the killing of Bishop Romero. And also he said that such a crime was a crime against humanity. When I was captured, I was taken to an unknown place. I was blindfolded and handcuffed, and I was tortured for about 1 week and a half. I never saw my torturers because I was blindfolded. Later, when I was able to see the surrounding area because I was taken out of the chamber of torture, I find out that I was kidnapped and taken prisoner and tortured by members of the National Police in San Salvador. Now, I never felt alone when I came to the trial in Florida. I always felt supported by the people who never made it because they were killed under torture in El Salvador. We are going to make a tribunal in El Salvador. And we are going to bring the militaries to the tribunal in El Salvador. We are going to do it. It is here. It is another person here, a woman that I admire. A woman that I admire her courage. A woman who was taken prisoner. A woman who also came with me to West Palm Beach, Florida, to accuse the generals. She's also a plaintiff in my case. Her name is Gonsalas.
Quiero compartir con ustedes. I want to share with you all cómo fue mi hijo torturado en el vientre antes de nacer por 8 meses. Tengo 3 minutos para decirles. How my child in my womb was tortured before he was born. I have 3 minutes to tell you my story. My child in my womb before being born was tortured by people trained here at the School of the Americas when it used to be in Panama when I was in El Salvador. Ellos dijeron que era mejor matar los niños en la comunidad, masacrarlos antes de matarlos en la montaña. They said that it was better to kill the children in the communities before they went up into the hills and took up arms. My child and I suffered torture like the torture you have recently seen in videos that have come out of Iraq. Juntos sufrimos la tortura y mi hijo tuvo que morir a causa de las torturas por las entrenados aquí en esta escuela y tengo el gusto de estar aquí presente para decirles quiénes son los que matan los niños y por qué quieren protegerlos para que sigan matando niños en la guerra. Together, my child and I suffered this torture, and my child had to die. And it is a great pleasure for me to be here with all of you to say this truth in front of those who did this training, who caused this torture. It was also a great honor for me to be able to tell my story in front of the 2 generals that we sued in the courtroom in West Palm Beach, and to tell them about the torture that my child and I suffered, like so many thousands of Salvadorans suffered their cruel and humiliating torture. And we were able to win this small piece of justice in that courtroom, this small piece of justice in this larger struggle. And this legal ruling that we won in court is proof that we can win justice. We can end impunity against those who commit torture around the world. People who learn here are not mentally ill. They make a decision to learn these things here. The people here at this school really have no reason to continue to train people in how to torture and how to massacre and how to kill more young children. Thank you.
In the spirit of the tradition of people like Pete Seeger, who's been before us many times, we have another powerful voice of his era. Please welcome Utah Phillips.
Those testimonials. It's so hard to sing after listening to those testimonials of torture, isn't it? We lead lives of such ease, comparatively ease, don't we? Ammon Hennessy, the great Catholic worker, my great teacher, said, courage is the principal virtue, because without it you can't practice any of the others. So, always keep in mind that they fight with money and we resist with time, and they're going to run out of money before we run out of time. This is a song I sang for. I made up this song for our little peace center. I'll teach it to you. Sometimes our living gets so dark and lonely, it seems like there's nothing we can do. So we reach out to each other and raise a song together and let our voices carry us through. We are singing through the hard times, singing through the hard times, working for the good times to come. We are singing through the hard times, singing through the hard times, working for the good times to come. I think you can manage that, can't you? You're singing through the hard times, singing through the hard times, working for the good times to come. All right, try it. We are singing through the hard times, singing through the hard times, working for the good times to come. We are singing through the hard times, singing through the hard times, working for the good times to come. When the war clouds gather, it's so easy to get angry, and just as hard not to be afraid. But you know in your own heart, no matter what happens, you just can't turn your back and walk away. We are singing through the hard times, singing through the hard times, working for the good times to come. We are singing through the hard times, singing through the hard times, working for the good times to come.